All right, let's do it. Over to you now.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jason, for that warm welcome. Guys, I'm really excited to be here to celebrate startup innovation today. It's really been a pleasure and an honor for the teams at Intuit and Highline Bader to have worked with these 7 founders that you guys are about to hear from. In the beginning of the journey, it was obvious we had this shared passion for learning and innovation and powering prosperity for our customers. And so this is the second year of the Intuit Prosperity Accelerator. And like last year, the startup cohort are committed to improving the financial lives of consumers and small businesses. But as David mentioned at the beginning of the program, we added an additional element in that all of these companies are leaning into AI as a way to power and evolve their products. And so over the last five months, the teams have been really inspired by these founders and their mission. All of their solutions uniquely solve for some of the most pressing financial challenges in North America. And we couldn't have been more thankful to be part of that journey. So let's talk about the startups because that's what we're all here for. On deck, we have Adaptive Pulse, a customer optimization platform, Aphrodite, a data analytics platform, Vanquish, an online marketplace for affordable banking, Beam City, an advertising analytics platform, and Boom, a flexible rent platform. And then later you're going to hear from Quote Machine, a digital commerce platform, and Stamped AI, an automated data certification platform. So without further ado, we have demos coming up where the 7 companies are going to tell you more about their products. So let's get to those demos.
We've worked with thousands of retailers over the last decade. Before founding Quote Machine, we both worked at Lightspeed, where our contribution was instrumental to the company's successful IPO and to the success of many independent retailers. Throughout the years, we've learned that successful commerce is built on satisfied and loyal customers. So as a merchant, how do you get loyal customers? The answer is quite simple. Just look at these reviews. Daphne did a wonderful job. Jason is phenomenal to work with. Jose gave us an incredible shopping experience. Ultimately, successful commerce is about trust, service, and building personal connections. But today's digital commerce has lost the personal connection. At Quote Machine, we believe that digital commerce should be driven by humans. That's why we created the perfect experience. One that combines the feeling of your local store with the convenience of e-commerce. For example, let's say you want to buy a fancy sofa for your living room. It's not something you buy every 2 months, and it's expensive. You want to be sure you get it right. So how can you make this happen? You can shop online and you'll be on your own, or you can go to this store downtown maybe twice or more until you're ready to buy. Or your favorite merchant can use Quote Machine and you'll get the perfect experience. Here's how it works. With Quote Machine, sales associates can build a microsite as they converse with buyers in store or online. In a few clicks from a computer or a tablet, it's ready. Sales associates can now keep track of conversations with every customer and provide them an outstanding experience, wherever they are, even after they've left the store or while they're on the e-commerce. It's also a unique, personal, trustworthy experience for the buyer. They can purchase online from a custom microsite and contact their sales associate anytime they have questions. Buyers get access to the microsite immediately with the right product, a private chat, and an online checkout. Quote Machine makes a big difference for these businesses. Our microsite converts 70% of the time. That's why last month alone, our 400 customers generated more than $20 million in sales. Quote Machine is solving a problem affecting a massive industry. If we think of furniture store, home hardware, electronics, B2B retail, all these verticals have incredibly good fundamentals. They just need an avenue to do what they do best, which is to provide a highly personal experience to their customers. Quote Machine puts more money in merchants' pockets. In return, we sell subscriptions that fit them all and leverage commissions from our partners. The beauty of Quote Machine is that it can be integrated into any standard commerce backbone. That's why we've been fueling our growth by integrating with the leaders of the SMB software ecosystem, Shopify, Lightspeed, and QuickBooks. They give us access to highly qualified customers that we can onboard instantly. That's how we've doubled our customer base over the last year, and we plan to double again over the next 6 months. In the next 12 months, our customers will be making more than $70 million in monthly sales. We'll have doubled our average revenue per account, and we'll have 1,300 customers using Quote Machine. We'll start raising our Series A in the coming month. I'm JD, we're Quote Machine. If you want to build the future of commerce with us, let's talk. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jose Fernandez, the CEO of Vanquish.
And I'm Annie Fight, the head of growth at Vanquish.
At Vanquish, we're bringing dignity to the financial lives of gig workers by turning the tremendous amount of data that these workers accumulate in their gig platform accounts and turning it all into an alternative credit score currently accepted by the largest banks in the world.
The problem that our users face is that 70% of them do not have access to financial services from banks. In fact, the majority of individuals around the world lack access to formal financial services, and that forces them into predatory lending practices.
Predatory lending practices that are forcing many of our users to face interest rates north of 1,000% for their unsecuritized loans. At Vanquish, we're bringing many of our users their first formal loan, breaking them from the vicious cycle they were trapped in, by which they're being denied formal loans because they don't have a formal repayment history of loans. But they can't build that formal repayment history of loans if no one will approve them that first loan.
Vanquish turns your marketplace reputation into a credit score accepted by banks. We're pulling all of that data, including information about your average earnings, how many hours you tend to work, and including things like your ratings. We're crunching that into an alternative credit score known as the Vanquish score based on the FICO model. And according to your Vanquish score, you can receive pre-approved offers right there in the Vanquish app.
Doubling their population to over 1 billion in just the last 2 years, gig workers and freelancers are the future of work.
And yet banks still haven't figured out how to serve this segment. We have a user, Cesar, who makes 10x the median income in Mexico City. He is so popular on Upwork that he has a wait list of 3 months. And yet when Cesar went to his bank to ask for a loan, he was denied because they saw fluctuations in his month-over-month earnings and deemed him high risk. But with Vanquish, we've been able to get Cesar his first loan, and now he's on a path to home ownership in the near future. Our model is a marketplace model, meaning we take a percentage of all products sold on our platform. We're connecting vendors like banks and other financial services providers to Vanquish users, but we're doing so much more than that. We're building an ecosystem around gig workers, including data from gig platforms, from open banking, from telcos, and other alternative services, including the data of the users and their behavior within the Vanquish app. All of this to create an ecosystem dedicated to understanding the financial needs of gig workers.
Our model works. We've managed to keep, throughout the history of our company, the default rate of the loans of our users to under 1%, which is orders of magnitude less than the expected 9% default rate of our niche. All of this while increasing the number of loan origination volume to over 5x in the last year alone.
Vanquish is bringing creditworthiness back to the root of trust. We're using the trust that gig workers have already established on their gig platforms to help them access affordable financial services, bringing dignity to the financial lives of gig workers. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Simon and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Stamped AI. Let me show you what's the missing part of the cloud accounting ecosystem. But before going any further, I'd like to take a look back to where it all started. From the invention of the double entry accounting system in the mid-1400s to Excel in 1987, the accounting profession has come a long way. The pace of innovation has increasingly thrived over the past decades with the advent of cloud accounting, automating up to 70% of the accounting process. Since then, Intuit has pioneered a rich cloud ecosystem, now driving a multi-billion-dollar industry. But one part of this ecosystem has been forgotten, and that is the year-end services, often referred to as the audit process. The year-end service is a huge opportunity. Private companies in North America alone are spending $60 billion to get their financial statements certified by qualified accountants. A massive and non-differentiated industry has grown around year-ends, wrapped into their build-by-the-hour model, which partially explains why automation and innovation have been so slow. And, to be fair, the delay is also because it is a very hard problem to solve. AI and machine learning were not ready, until recently, to address this opportunity. Old-fashioned CPA firms are mostly working on standalone software that are not integrated into this new cloud environment, creating an additional burden to maintain a single source of truth. Every year, there are new solutions appearing on the market, increasing the amount of data that needs to be reconciled and certified, and increasingly making the traditional CPA firms obsolete. To this date, bringing your accounting process through the finish line remains a painful experience. It is incredible to think that SMB must pay for such a bad experience. Let me show you how things work with Stamped. First, bookkeepers can connect their accounting system in one click. They can also invite their stakeholders to enable collaboration. Then, our AI platform and our qualified accountants stay connected throughout the year with the API integration, allowing us to oversee the business activities all year round. With our technology, we are shifting the annual industry into an ongoing process, hence reducing the pressure of annual certification. We're currently working on delivering our continuous certification process to double the capabilities of our qualified accountants by the end of 2022. From there, we'll focus on adding more sophisticated items to keep improving our customer experience and our efficiency. Our ability to deliver a compelling experience to the bookkeeper is the reason why our annual recurring revenue has grown consistently over the last 12 months without any outbound activities. Our land and expand strategy has complemented our product innovation with our core distribution channel, which is the external bookkeepers. On average, each partner refers 9 customers, generating an average revenue per partner of $18,000. As we expand in the QuickBooks Online community, we'll add more integrations, allowing us to expand in other accounting communities. We're a team of 26 passionate and dedicated individuals that combines tech and audit expertise. Our tech team have built robust and scalable product, and our qualified accountants have survived countless busy seasons. This team is automating the accounting process last mile. Thank you very much for listening. If you'd like to bring this discussion to another level, please send me a note. Looking forward to meeting you.
Hi, I'm Zeze, founder and CEO of Beam City. My background is in aerospace engineering, and for 15 years, I've solved problems in applied AI, e-commerce, and launched thousands of new products. Advertising played a crucial role in the success of these product launches, but digital advertisers are overwhelmed. I counted 17 steps they need to follow to get the best results. And worse yet, the ad platforms themselves are not people-friendly. My key insight is we could automate 17 of these steps, which is all of them. I'm not advocating that we replace people with AI, but people can barely find their keys in the morning. So that's where we come in with our platform called DNA. It helps advertisers do the ads, analytics, and billing from 21 chat tools in one. We've automated 13 of the 17 steps, and this allows advertisers to have an ads buyer and data expert as a servant. We help CPG, lead gen, and e-commerce advertisers who spend from $5,000 to $500,000 per month. For example, Danby streamlined their workflow and got 6 times better results in 3 days. Ad spend is growing fast with the digital economy, attracting $300 billion in new ad spend by 2025 from millions of new advertisers. That's bigger than the GDP of 130 countries. To go to market, we'll boldly advertise our brand value. We'll partner with hundreds of business groups to train thousands of advertisers. And 3, we'll build special projects with platforms with millions of clients. We will be a $13 billion company by 2028 by following the playbook that helped Brex, Iterable, and Toast to reach $10 billion valuations within 8 years. We've integrated 21 channels, helped over 160 clients, and doubled our customer volume in 2021. With the help of Intuit, we are finalizing an amazing strategy automation AI for millions of small and medium-sized businesses. We earn a subscription and commission on ads. Ad budgets are paid to DNA, and we pay the platforms after 30 days, giving us a huge cash flow advantage. Competitors make you do it yourself and waste your time, but DNA helps you achieve your goals from one tool. I've built a team and gathered advisors with expertise in AI, retail, and business, and we have world-class experienced professionals waiting in the wings to come help scale our business. We've built something advertisers want, and I'd love to meet with anyone interested in this huge opportunity. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Nguyen, co-founder and CEO of Adaptive Pulse, and we help businesses predict and act on customers who are at risk of churning or likely to expand, for customer success teams to increase net revenue retention and customer lifetime value. The problem is that with all the money and costs that go into acquiring new customers, B2B SaaS companies on average are still losing nearly half of their customers every year, leaving money on the table. And through hundreds of customer interviews, we found that's because customer data is siloed in different tools and departments. Customer success managers, also known as CSMs, are prioritizing customers by the loudest or largest accounts on a monthly or quarterly cadence, not necessarily when they're most at risk or likely to expand. And all customer analysis is currently happening after it's too late. So once a customer leaves, is unhappy, or an opportunity has passed by. Unlike current tools in the market, we go beyond just the structured traditional product usage and engagement data for analysis. We give businesses a true 360 view of all their data. And by doing that, we paint the color to their customer pictures and provide context from every data point. So instead of just seeing that the customer has stopped using the product, they know why and what to do next. For example, we take millions of data points and run them through our AI models to produce predictive scores and insights, and our users confidently know which customers to prioritize and how to act immediately with our recommendations. We deliver these insights directly to where the teams are currently working, whether that be the CRM, customer success platform, email, Slack, and of course our app platform, which is what you see here. Our users are keeping more money in their pocket by keeping their customers happier and longer. They have confidence in which customers they should put their resources into and when, and they're saving on average 100 hours of manual work per week per team by automating the analysis process. Currently, our traction has been mostly founder-led outbound sales with no marketing spend to validate the demand. We just launched our product-led growth self-serve onboarding to open up the bottom of the funnel, show immediate value, and shorten the sales cycle. And we are building partnerships with major players in the space for a larger reach. Our beachhead market for the customer success departments in mid-market B2B SaaS companies allows Adaptive Pulse to grow as that team grows, as their current manual processes aren't sustainable, and our automation and AI can help them scale. We are purpose-built, AI-powered, and plug-and-play solution for customer retention teams to be proactive and predictive with our insights versus the more so productivity tools in the market, which also take up to 6 months to implement, whereas we can give results within 1 to 3 days. We are SaaS serving SaaS with a subscription model that is a hybrid of both value-based and usage, giving us the ability to upsell and expand, which we have already with some of our customers. Last year, we entered the US market. We oversubscribed our pre-seed round, and our roadmap includes going up market to serve enterprise companies and raising our seed round once we hit 25K MRR this year. We ask that you introduce us to any SaaS companies that might be a good fit for us and seed investors who invest in SaaS to support our journey. started Adaptive Pulse because I firsthand experienced this pain at the B2B SaaS company that I was working at, who eventually became our first paying customer. Johnson worked at a YC company where he was an engineering lead as they went public. There, he built out similar tools internally for teams such as the customer success teams before starting Adaptive Pulse with me. We have a great team who shares our vision and a very supportive network of startup experts. We hope you join us in our journey of helping businesses keep a pulse on every customer. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rob, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Boom, where we're making housing more flexible, affordable, and attainable. Now, historically, most of the residential real estate tech has been built for owners, and you can trace that back to Zillow and Trulia back in the day, more recently through cash offers and iBuyers like Opendoor. And even if you look at the rental side of the market, it's companies like Yardi, these vertical SaaS solutions. Bottom line is, most of the tech is built for owners. However, what's changed is that America is increasingly a nation of renters. There's 110 million renters. They're now growing twice as fast as homeowners. And landlords, partly due to COVID, are increasingly looking to cater to renters who attract and retain the best tenants. But because all of the focus has been on owner tech, the renter experience has lagged behind, and payments is especially bad. You still have over half of rent payments are made non-digitally, and those payments are not very flexible. You still got one large lump sum due in the first of the month, typically due in full with no partial payments allowed. And on top of that, there's no ancillary benefits above and beyond the housing that you're purchasing. And so for renters, this creates this feeling that renting is money down the drain, and there's late fees, overdrafts, and evictions on top of that. For landlords, even predating COVID, they were only getting 79% of their rent payments on time by the 5th of the month. And so the rent payment market is huge. It's $650 billion. And for most renters, it's the largest expense they make every month. And so to go after this opportunity, we're building the financial hub for renters, and we're starting with credit building with Boom Report and flexible rent with Boom Split. Now, we launched Boom Report in the middle of last year, and we launched it as a way to build credit with the rent payments that renters already make. 3 things to know about this. It helps renters avoid the catch-22 of credit building, where you need credit to get credit. And number 2, we furnished all 3 credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. And number 3, most renters see an average increase in their credit score of 30 to 40 points in the first 3 months of using Boom Report. Now, on the back of launching this product, we came out with a pilot for Boom Split, which is a flexible rent product. It allows renters to split their rent into 2 installments. Now, the value prop for renters is that they get to match their cash flow to their payroll and to avoid late fees. And for landlords, they get to decrease their collection costs. We're running a small pilot now, but we have a waitlist of over 3,500 users, and we're planning to launch the middle of this year. Now, zooming out, our go-to-market really centers around building an end-to-end financial services suite in the rental market. We've started with Boom Report and Boom Split, but going further, we're going to launch a deposit product. And all of this has to date been on a B2C basis, on a consumer subscription basis, but increasingly we're going to go on a B2B2C basis through landlords and other partners. Now, very early on, we've got a lot of momentum with affiliates, and these are companies like fintech companies and community organizations who are sharing our products with their communities and users. And those are bringing in new users who are finding one or more Boom products interesting, and they're coming in profitably at over 3 times LTV to CAC. What this has done is this has led to some really quick revenue growth. We're up nearly at $400K in annual run rate revenue, and this is due to paying subscriber growth of over 5x in the past 5 months. Now, the team behind all of this is filled with payments and credit and real estate experience. Myself, I did financial services at the Boston Consulting Group and have built 2 companies prior to this. And my partner, Kirill, has done payments at a number of companies, most recently at Eco, which is an A16Z crypto payments company. And the investors that have supported us to date are world-class. The Plaid co-founders led our angel round. And beyond that, we recently closed a significantly oversubscribed seed round. So we're rapidly hiring. If you want to come build the future of financial services in real estate, please reach out. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm the founder and CEO of Aphrodite. Aphrodite is building business intelligence for everyone. Let me show you how we do it. So we actually started as a crowdfunding agency, helping brands around the world launch on platforms like Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and soon realized that the hardest part wasn't designing new products or launching them. It was actually figuring out what the heck was going on in terms of the data on the platforms. We were spending on some, earning on another, putting the full picture together, meant hours in Excel every night. Our customers didn't really know what a database was, and we realized this wasn't just specific to them. SMBs are not technical. They usually don't have engineers. They just want to sell their product. We saw that they spend around $50 billion a year on agencies or consultants to help them, and as they scale, they spend $200 billion a year on business intelligence tools. We realized, though, that because they were all on platforms, and this is what they were doing their commerce on, there was an opportunity for the first time to standardize all of the data, plug into it, and make a streamlined interface to actually show them exactly what was happening by standardizing all of the data and making them common KPIs. So we built Aphrodite, an out-of-the-box business intelligence solution that is for businesses that do not have engineers and just want answers instead of digging through databases. It sets up in 30 seconds, and anyone can use it. For example, my favorite one is a customer that actually sells hay. It's a great example of how under the hood, no matter what the business is doing, if they're on a platform, their data is really the same. Agencies use it to communicate to their customers, and our first platform is using it to communicate to their users. Our go-to-market has been really simple. I really like going to conferences and telling some war stories of the data sets we've been through, and people tend to like that, and those are our number one sources of signups. We also work with industry experts that promote us, and we show them the technology to their audience, and our partnerships too. Our newest one is Intuit. And of course, we use Aphrodite for Aphrodite. It was an internal tool at first before it was a SaaS platform, so we've got the best goodies for ourselves, develop them in-house, and then launch them to our customers as we interview them and show them what we've got in the R&D department. Traction is pretty good so far. We started with one customer 1 year ago. Now we're at about 48 licenses and our first platform. These platforms are our expansion plan for the next year. Our vision is pretty simple, which is that the modern SMB is an early adopter of the platform-only economy, but we think this is going to become a bigger problem as time goes on. We think in 5-6 years, this is going to be enterprises as well. They're going to be without their own databases, mostly on platforms, and they'll need business intelligence to evolve with it. We're building business intelligence 2.0 by leapfrogging the legacy database. We do have some competition that's a little bit more old school. They're trying to solve this problem, but at much higher costs because we've built it from a zero database perspective first. We're actually at $250 a month in server costs. Meanwhile, we're at about 13,000 MRR because of our amazing team. The thing we all have in common is that we love solving problems. So to work on the team, you have to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube in 5 minutes or less. The raise is pretty simple. It's a 10 million post, and we're raising 2 million as a seed round to expand go-to-market and engineering. And that's Aphrodite. If you want to check it out, go to Aphrodite.io, Google Aphrodite Startup, or just hit us up on LinkedIn, Facebook, email, all that good stuff. Thank you.
Wow. Was that amazing or what? Holy cow. Let us get a round of applause for all those incredible startups. How awesome were those? I'm just looking at all of the incredible feedback that's happening right now in the chat. And I think Dave summed it up really well. He said, blown away by these presentations. So slick. Every one of them. Dustin also chiming in with a great job, everyone. Wow. And Vanessa, I love this. She's in wow mode with all the startups. Holy smokes. That was super cool. Can't wait for what is about to happen. But before then, if there was someone that you were really super impressed by, give them a little love on social media. Maybe head over to Twitter, head over to LinkedIn, give them a shout out, tell the world a little sneak peek about what they are going to discover as these companies raise and hire and scale up. Wow. Cannot believe it. Now we are going to be heading over to the next component, David. which I think you're excited for. What are we going to be doing next?
Yes. Well, before we wrap up, everyone, and shift to networking, which is also a favorite part of mine, we're excited to share that for the first time ever, Intuit and Highline Beta are going to be recognizing 2 startups from the cohort for outstanding performance in 2 categories: best pitch and customer obsession, which is a key value at Intuit. So each winner will receive $15,000 in cash prize. So with no further ado, it's time for the big reveal. Our judges are ready to unveil the winners. So team, let's.
Hi everyone, how awesome were those pitches? As someone who's heard many before, I have to say this is an incredibly inspiring group of startups. I'm so excited to have the honor of announcing the winner of the Best Pitch Award for this year's Intuit Prosperity Accelerator. The Best Pitch Award is awarded to the startup with the most compelling pitch presentation as selected by our program's panel of judges. The judges let us know that this was a very tough call, and they were truly impressed with what each startup had accomplished through the 5-month accelerator. Today's winners was able to convey their solution's unique value prop and product differentiation with an emphasis on their scalability, go-to-market strategy, and execution. They captivated the audience and spoke with confidence, warmth, and passion for their work. Congratulations, Vanquish. The team at Vanquish makes it easy for gig workers and freelancers to access affordable credit by turning marketplace reputation into a credit score accepted by banks. Way to go, Jose Fernandez and Annie Fight and the team. Congrats, guys.
Hey everyone, it's Bennett Blank, Innovation Leader at Intuit here, and I'm super excited to bring you the winner of the Customer Obsession Award. Now, over the years, I work with hundreds of innovation teams at Intuit and beyond, and I've been super impressed by all the hard work that these teams have been doing at the Intuit Prosperity Accelerator. For the past 5 months, these amazing teams, along with their Innovation Catalyst coaches, have worked together to try their best to develop game-changing ideas for our customers. These teams have been working really hard to reach out, gain empathy for their customers, test ideas as fast as possible, and most importantly, learn along the way. And so now I have the honor of actually announcing the winner of the Customer Obsession Award. Before I do, I just wanted to say that every single team here was awesome. In fact, it was really difficult to choose, and there were just a few points between the first place team and the last place team. But the team that did end up winning, some things that they did really well is they embraced deep customer empathy. They did amazing, deep probing interviews with those customers to understand their challenges. And they really spent a lot of time focusing on the problems, not the solutions. In fact, often they didn't talk about their product offering at all in their empathy sessions. They were also really great at sourcing customers to gather empathy from. For example, reaching out to lots of different channels and lots of different ways in order to get a variety of customers to speak with. They also created excellent experiments that not only presented the concept, but also real customer behavior that suggested people click so they could get better information from those customers. In fact, one of their catalysts shared that they really loved how this team stepped back, focused on the problem, and then quickly identified new segments for which their product would actually be even better solving for, which is at the end of the day, the hallmarks of a great design for delight and customer-driven team, a team that really digs deep with customer empathy, comes up with bold ideas that follows that empathy, and then tests those ideas quickly in market in order to determine what ideas are working best. So without further ado, the winner is Quote Machine. Yay! So congratulations to JD, Jonathan, and the Quote Machine team. You all did a fabulous job with Design for Delight and customer-driven innovation. Congratulations and best of luck from here on out. Thanks.
Holy cow, the winners! Can you believe it? I can't believe it. That is unreal. I am so pumped for everybody. Holy cow, we've got a lot of love being shown right now in the chat for all those folks. I'm so pumped for all of you guys. Congratulations. David, look, you're smiling.
I'm distracted by the chat now that you turned me on to it. I'm like, okay, there's
one thing that's really become clear as I watch the chat is how close this cohort in the accelerator have become, cheering on one another, supporting each other. And I think like beyond the awards that have just come out, I think these guys are going to leave with such an amazing, clan to go out and tackle some world-changing applications of AI with. What do you think?
Yeah, totally. It's an extension of the energy that we felt throughout the program. You just heard Bennett talk. He's the innovation head at Intuit, and he works very closely with Scott Cook, who we got to interview last year for the Fireside Chat. It's so integral to the culture at Intuit. So last year and this year, I'm really pumped to see how the startups kind of engaged with that and were able to benefit. So
awesome. Well, David, I hope we get the chance to do it again next year. And for everyone who's here today, if you enjoyed it, we've got so many more awesome opportunities for you to come back and join us to learn and grow together. And again, we hope to do this again next year.
Awesome. Thanks, Jason. Oh, are you still there?